Hey, what's up? Hope y'all can hear me. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't mean to go online just yet. Trying to wait for a couple people in here. What's up, everybody? We got Ian, Davon, who's bringing this podcast. We talk about sports, as well as music, real and novel birth subjects. But right now, since I ain't gonna lie, I didn't mean to hit start. I'm gonna wait for people to come in here a little bit. Might be kind of bad. I want to send out some invites, let people know, we are live because I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty late. So I'm gonna send this out there, get people going, and then I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit. So hold on for a second, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. I had to, promote this a little bit. It's a new podcast, so not a lot of people gonna be into it just yet. So we got to get them numbers up, get more people like yourself out there watching this. To, enjoy the podcast, see what's new, and just talk about some basketball. So the first games I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna be talking about the Cavs and the Pacers matchup. Not gonna lie, when I first seen this matchup, when first came to tuition, whatever, I thought the Cavs gonna beat this easily. But I'm gonna be honest, as someone who's been hating on the Pacers for a long time, I gotta say the Pacers are a good team, and I kind of knew when they first got Siakam that they was gonna be a good team, but my haterism kind of blocked it from me actually accepting it. So I'll say right now to Indy Nation, all that. I apologize. I was hating on the Pacers a little too much, but the Pacers are here, and I know it's just game one, and I know Garland it was injured during this game, but it kind of showed why they're a good team and they could possibly go to the Eastern Conference again. Because in my opinion, regardless of Garland being out, which I know is a big deal for the Cavs, that's their point guard, that's their facilitator. They still showed that they's like a better team in a way. And injuries is a big deal. That's a 20-point player per game player. What is he like? 8 assists, maybe 6 assists per game. So that's a big issue. And their floor general. But to me, it's Indiana just showed they just kind of got more experience because even with Garland being out, the Pacers not as stacked as the Cavs. The Pacers do got a nice bench, don't get me wrong, but they got a lot of kind of unknown type of players. People like Benedict Marketing, which people know him. He's the fourth draft. No, 6. Let me say one more 6. I ain't trying to be too devilish. But yeah, he was like the 6th draft. What was that, 2022? Anyway, he's that draft. So I mean, they got people like them, Nembhard, but those are not household superstar names. So, they do have a solid team, but no one on the Pacers team is just a household name that everyone just knows of, just like, who don't know basketball, casual basketball fans will know about. But to me, in this game, it kind of showed they controlled the whole way. Donovan Mitchell, even though he was pretty much a little bit aggressive, I think he should have been a little bit more aggressive because with Garland being out, he should have been shoot. Like Donovan Mitchell came up and got 70 points before. I'm not saying he should to get 70 points, but he should at least been going for like a good 40 or something like that. Just because game one is an important game that you need to win. This is one of them games that like it's some type of percentage of I think it's like 75 or 78% of people who game one goes on to win the series. And plus they at home, you let Pacers get the home court advantage. So to me, it was kind of a bad showing from Donovan Mitchell. If I'm not mistaken, he kind of had some he wasn't the most efficient. We can pull up the numbers right now of this game real quick just because I don't to me it was just one of them things. I'm gonna share the screen real quick, y'all. Hold up. But look at other players like Pascal Siakam on Pacers. He has 17. Nesmith, he has 17. Another of these players who not really household names. Miles Turner, I'm kind of expecting more from him, but I mean, Miles Turner, it is what it is at this point. He's gonna give you good defense, not too much points. The 11 rebounds is kind of big for him because he's not really a big rebounder. Nembhard had 23. Tyrese had thing that stuck out with me. He hit the 22 and 13, which is nice. Tyrese do them type of things, but he had 3 blocks in this game. Like you can't have Tyrese Halliburton getting 3 blocks on it. Like, and I know the Cavs are pretty small, but still, that's not a good showing at all. Like this team is too stacked to just begin almost dominated. We look at the stats on the Cavs side, and Mobley had 20. Sroof only had 7, but 7 rebounds, which I believe he could have did better than that. Jared Allen had 12, only 5 rebounds, could have did way better than that. Donovan Mitchell 33, 4, and 5 rebounds. To me, should have did better. Like I said earlier, and Sam Ty Jerome had 21, which is all good, but like this is a playoffs. This is time people gotta step up. And to me, they just didn't step up enough. Like it was not enough at all. So it kind of is the reason why they lost to me. Like you got people like Darius Garland absent, but nobody was stepping up and pulling up their weight. So we'll see again on game 2, but I don't really think I'm not saying the series is over, but we're kind of seeing that Pacers are the better team, in my opinion, at least. Especially, I mean, like I said, Cavs is at home. They could have did way better, in my opinion. Like that was just a poor, poor showing to them. But next game, I really want to talk about the one that just ended because this Cavs game was back and forth, and I kind of just want to talk about it a little bit, just because there's a game that happened today. This game 7 with the Warriors and the Rockets. Now, this Warriors and Rockets team, I'm gonna just say this right now. I knew the Warriors gonna win. I said this jump from jump. Like the Warriors, and the Rockets, or not the Warriors and Rockets, the Rockets and Detroit. I've been saying for a long time that these teams are like the same teams. Like people just look at records and look at superstars, but they don't look at the experience. The Warriors won this game just like the Knicks won against the Pistons because experience, and the other team inexperience. I know you look at people like, oh, they got Van Bleek, or they got people like on the Pistons side, they got Tayshaun. What if I say Tayshaun? That's how I know it's tired. They got Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway. Okay, them dudes are pretty old. I mean, experience is experience. You're gonna need it, but you can't have people who's too old. And Van Bleek, I mean, he is an experienced player on the Rocket side, but at the same time, he's not like an all-star like that. I think he made all-star one time, but let's be real, it was one of like pity all-star moments. So you just look at what the Warriors did just from jump. You seen they came on strong. They came little things like it was Steph. He was Van Bleek, I think it was. One of them was running on the fast break. Steph is not known for a defender, but he slowed the fast breakdown. Little stuff like that. It just shows that veteran leadership. Excuse me, the veteran leadership and that veteran just experience to know to like, oh, y'all not about to push the pace. We're gonna slow y'all down a little bit. We're gonna be the ones pushing the pace. We're gonna control this game. That was one of the things I noticed. Like, don't get me wrong, the Rockets are the better team, just like the Pistons were the better team, but it all came down to experience. And I feel like no one really talks about this. It gets ignored so much. We just look at, oh, they got Jalen Green, a young uppercutting player. They got Sam Green, a young uppercutting player. Segun, a young uppercutting player, and of course the Thompson twin. We got him up and coming player who's going to show his impact. They're going to show up, but when it comes down to it, these people got to get their legs wet. They got to get their feet wet. Steph Curry been in more game sevens than almost the whole team of the Rockets, so it was no brainer it's going to win to me. I didn't even think it was going to go to this game seven, to be honest, but I mean, the Warriors is not a great team either way. They beat this team, like I said, from experience. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, they've been there before, but they really did become Buddy Hield got off. You can't let Buddy Hield get off like that. Even though he's in a role where he can get off, but it's also showing more leadership from people like Steph Curry. Steph Curry know his shot wasn't falling, the first beginning of the game. So he let boom, 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 boom. He'll get hot. He'll get hot. Second half, you seen what happens. Curry, Curry gets hot because he was feeding a hot hand, a role player. Y'all focus on Hill so much, and that way, y'all focus on Hill. Y'all forgetting about Curry. Oh, Curry's having a bad game. No, Curry's not having a bad game. Curry's gonna show up and do Curry things. But another one thing that also stuck up with this game is just the fact that Jalen Green did not show up at all. Like he's someone I remember when he first got drafted. I told y'all, a Pistons fan. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna be biased, but I'm not gonna hide it. When that Jalen Green first got drafted, he was cocky. He was mad that he didn't get drafted first number all from to the Pistons. He used to talk trash about Kate Cunningham, like, "Oh, I'm the better player. Why did I get picked?" This is one of them games that show why Jalen Green didn't get picked. It's another one of them games. If y'all remember when I first made this podcast, and I did a season preview about the Rockets. This is why Jalen Green was not picked number one overall pick. This is why I said Jalen Green is an immature player and someone who's like still needs to grow up. He's not there yet, and I know a lot of Rocket fans right now are heated at it. I mean, I'll be mad too. Who want to be mad? He did not show. He's supposed to be the star player, at least the up and coming star player, and he didn't show up. And this is one of them games like Amin Thompson. Y'all see right here. He had 24 points. Jim Green, a -6 in the plus minus, which I mean all of them was pretty much negative, but still, and only 8 points. And the thing is that really sucks about this is not the 8 points is gonna make you mad if you're a Rockets fan. Why Shangoon had 23 attempts and Jalen Green only have 8 attempts? It's unacceptable. It's a win or go home type of moment, and Jalen Green is not showing no type of fight. And I know Rockets fans are like, yo, this man need to go. Of course he needs to go, and I believe he is gonna go. This is one of them games that show besides the lack of maturity and little things he be doing like that, just I talked about before on this podcast. This is another thing to show that he's not their guy. 7 rebounds is nice. Don't get me wrong. 3 assists is cool, but like I said, so when it go home situation, you got people like Buddy Hill, veteran. Don't get me wrong, stepping up, doing a lot. Even Van Vliet, he should have done more as well. Only 3 assists from your point guard. That's not good. It's not good at all, and not just your point guard, your veteran point guard. So it's unacceptable. The Rockets could have won this game. I mean, it seemed like the only person who really wanted was Amen Thompson. Dylan Brooks, I mean, he wasn't even in too much scuffles like that. Usually he's the one, trying to rally up the crowd, rally up his teammates, but no, you didn't see none of that. It was really just from jump, the Warriors just controlled this game, showed they veterans, and just announced their presence. Draymond Green had 16 points. Draymond Green had more points than Jalen Green. Let that junk sink in. As much stuff we want to talk about Draymond Green, call him dirty player, all this stuff, the man knows how to win. Them 16 points, they contribute to the Warriors winning this game. Again, veteran leadership. It's veteran leadership. There's no way you let Buddy Hill get 33 points. Even when it comes to Jalen Green with that, if you're not scoring well, you know what you're going to do? You should at least lock up Buddy Hill. But no. But I do think Jalen Green is going to be traded this season. I don't know who. I mean, everyone's saying the Suns. I can see that happening. But it's obviously it's obviously moves are going to be made. It's just, I mean, there's been rumors all this season the move is going to be made. So right now it's about who for who. It's obviously Green going to be in them talks. VanVleet might be in them talks as well because he got the player option. They might do a sign and trade with him. I can see the Hawks doing a sign and trade with Trae Young, or even the Orlando Magics doing a sign and trade. They worked before. I mean, I always think Magic and Houston got something together because I remember T Mac used to go on there, and then they trade Steve Francis on there too. This is back in the day. Y'all probably don't remember. I'm probably showing my age. Well, Steve Francis went from Houston to Orlando or Orlando to Houston. I can't remember. Anyway, I feel like they had one of them teams that kind of buddies and close to each other. So I can see VanVleet maybe getting signed a trade to Orlando or maybe the Hawks. It's going to see some type of trade. Something they're going to have to change. Like it's no ifs, ands, or to it. Something going to have to change with this team. But even with the Magic, we got to see them. Something got to change them too. They got out in the first round. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know exactly who's going to happen, what's going to happen, but moves are going to be made. It's just unacceptable for someone like Green to just, not do nothing during this playoffs. I can't say he didn't do nothing, but he wasn't showing his presence at all. He could have did way more in a closeout game 7 on the road. And I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt. This is his first game 7, so first time being in the playoffs type of thing. So I understand that, but it's still not something that you should want out of your franchise guy. The guy drafted number 2 overall. And speaking of situation, I ain't trying to be too hard on Green. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that we seen during the beginning of the season when Green, everyone's getting their contracts. Cade Cunningham got his contract. Sengun even got his contract. Evan Mobley got his contract. And I've said before, I'm not trying to hate on anything like this, but Jalen Green was the only one not getting signed. The Rockets seen is something in him, and it's not just the off-court stuff, the immaturity and stuff. I mean, he's not doing nothing too wild, but just when people got like different baby mamas and bring a drum like that, that does kind of show a red flag, a type of character they are. Even with Ant-Man, but Ant-Man is so cold that they're gonna ignore that. Jalen Green is not that cold, for they're gonna ignore some of that childish stuff with baby mamas and little things of that nature. But Jalen Green, you got stuff like that. You're not showing up in the playoffs. Like, what are you doing for this franchise? We paying you all this money, and they paid him late because they were scared to pay him. It's obviously they wanted to move him, last season, but they didn't get no one. I don't know why. I'm not signing behind the scenes knowing this stuff, but it's obviously he's going to be traded this season. and I don't think it's gonna be no KD or anything like that. I really think they're gonna get a point guard because a man can play shooting guard. They have the replacement already with Jalen Green. Only thing a man has to really work on is his offense, his shooting. Same with his brother, but just seen Eminem what he was doing today. Eminem was the only light in the whole game. He's the one that was bringing them back a little bit in the third quarter, I believe it was. He was the one that actually had the Rockets coming back in this game. No one else really was showing up. Even Shane Goon was trying a little bit, but he's a center. You got to feed him the ball. I mean, besides Joker, even Joker, you got to give him the ball a little bit. No center is not driven up the court, boom, 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 like a point guard and stuff. So I believe Rockets got some moves to do. They have some they have some things to do, this off season, and it shows. And it's kind of sad it did happen, but I saw this coming. Like I said, same thing with the Pistons season, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit too, because Knicks fans kind of been on my head a little bit. They've been on Pistons fans' head in general, but just like the Pistons series, just like this Rockets team, it's two inexperienced teams, like I said before, and the experienced team just won. Flat out to flat out to it. That's what it is. Like, I don't think people understand you can't teach experience. And Steph Curry is a 5 times champion, been in these game 7 situations, and flat out know what to do. Jimmy Butler is not a champion, but he been in these situations on the Heat, knowing what to do. So it is what it is. Tough break for the Rockets, but overall, we know moves want to be made. But I do want to talk about a little bit of Warriors. I don't want to just hate on the Rockets all day because I'm not trying to hate, but I just feel like, this was sad and it's kind of embarrassing, especially on their home court. But they're still a young team. Most of them are in their 22s and stuff, so they're still gonna bounce back and they're gonna make a big splash. I believe he's gonna be a point guard. I believe he's gonna. I wanted them to get Fox because I think he fit their system more. But I think it's gonna be a Trey Youngish type of trade coming over there. Maybe Devin Booker too, but I can't see the Suns moving off of Devin Booker unless they do a sign and trade and do Van Bleep and Jalen Green for like a bill and a KD, but I don't see that either. I don't see KD going to the Magic. I mean to the Rockets. It kind of don't fit in a way unless they giving up Jamari Smith too. But hey, I don't think Jamari Smith might stay a little bit too because he showed a little bit more than Green. And he's not the main focal point. Well, anyway, off to these Warriors. The Warriors. I mean, I already said enough with them. They showed their veteran leadership. Draymond Green, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, uh, 4 fouls, of course, 2 blocks, and then 1 steal. Love him or hate him, Draymond Green, he shows him do stuff. He did shoot kind of crazy from 3. I ain't gonna lie, 2 for 8, that's crazy. Like Draymond, you're not a shooter, but at the end of the day, he knows how to win games. Love or hate him, Draymond Green's gonna show up and do stuff. He had more points, like I said earlier, than Jalen Green with the 16 over the whatever 6 points that Jalen Green had. He still was a plus 18, the best on the Warriors, which plus minus, it's a whatever stat. But Draymond Green showed his defensive impact. Even with that little stupid stuff he did with Van Vliet, like it was dumb. It was like in the first quarter. Draymond was passing the shot and he kind of like hooked Van Vliet. Like man, come on now. No one passed the shot. No one passed the ball like this and their hand just swing over and elbow someone in the face. Little stuff like that is goofy with Draymond, but love it or hate it. I personally like it because I mean it's winning games. It's the reason why they won. It showed, you know, that little elbow might have been nothing to most people, but it also showed that, we're gonna play physical. It kind of was a bully move. And I know a lot of people, especially the younger audience, don't like the bulliest stuff when it comes to Green and players like that, but you gotta show toughness. And it's like a psychological thing. A lot of stuff that Green be doing, it's not he's really trying to out there hurt people. It's really just a psychological stuff. I ain't gonna lie, he probably is trying to hurt people a little bit, but it's both though. I ain't gonna lie. He trying to hurt people a little bit, but he also showing that we ain't no punks up in here. All right, Jimmy Buckets, 7 for 13, 2 for 3 from 3, and 4 for 5 free throws. 8 rebound, 7 assists, 1 steal. Only 1 foul. This is a lightweight, good little Jimmy Butler game. He wasn't doing too much, but if you watch the game, you see Jimmy Butler's impact. This is what he does. Jimmy Butler, I always wanted to play with LeBron just because the fact he's a stat sheet stuffer in a way. Especially on the Heat, he was a stat sheet stuffer. Like the 7 assists, the rebounds, the points and stuff. He give you all that. It's all effort stuff. It's just really just Jimmy making something out of nothing. He did this. I mean, this is what Jimmy Butler does. Like you're not gonna see his impact big on the stat sheet, but even then, like almost a triple double, that shows his impact right there. It shows also why they won that trade in a way. You know, Wiggins is younger. Butler's gonna do it all. He's gonna give you the rebounds, the assists, all that, and it's gonna be on a regular basis. Steph Curry started off cold, but he ended up 8 for 16, 4 for 10, only 2 free throws, and the man almost got a triple double. He got 10 rebounds, 7 assists. And throughout Steph Curry's career, you kind of notice he's a sneaky good rebounder, especially in the playoffs. That man shows up during the playoffs and get his boards. I don't know what it is, especially in being like a really small guy, but Steph Curry kind of get buckets during playoffs. I don't get it, but first half he was cold, just fed Buddy Hield, like I said. But after he was the second half, that's when he's like, all right, it's Curry's time. Showed out, started scoring more, especially in the third quarter. That's when he really put him up. I'm like, y'all, let's end this series. Shows again his experience. I also want to highlight Steph Curry had 2 blocks, 2 steals. Man, it's not known for defender, but know what? Again, veteran leadership, veteran experience. It's why they won this game. He knows what to do to win this game. You never see Steph Curry with a big, crazy defensive stat line. But guess what? During this game, he had more blocks than Jimmy Butler. Like the same blocks as Draymond Green. Like he was killing it. Same with Buddy Hield. We'll get into right now. He had 2 blocks, 1 steal. Buddy Hield is not known defender. When has Buddy Hield ever been known as defender? Buddy Hield is known as a shooter, but it's his first time in the playoffs. I'm not going home. Buddy Hield, maybe it's not his first time in the playoffs, but on a winning team at least. Buddy Hield showed, I'm a veteran. We ain't going home. I want to try to get a championship, man. He showed out. 33 points for Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield played a great game, and he played good defense. It's like he came on the Warriors and realized that he could play a little bit of defense. So his impact on this game, you can't go without saying it was, tremendous. Without Buddy Hield, they don't win this game. And it's also crazy because that was a late season signing. The first Buddy Hield wasn't going to go there. I remember Buddy Hield was going. It was close. He was going to go to the Pistons, but he wanted to go to a winning team, so that's why he went to, Golden State. Pods. He didn't do that well, but his impact kind of showed too. He only shot 4 for 12, 1 for 7. That's not good, but at the same time, it's like he showed his impact as well. If you watch the game, you notice he's doing a lot of cutting, running around and stuff. He's trying to get going, but it just wasn't much. Kuminga didn't do much either at all, but like I said, it's probably Russ. Kevin Looney, I don't know what's up with Kevon Looney. Like he's not getting much playing time, and I know why the Warriors, he's running more of Draymond at the center, but Kevin Looney just to be that dude. Now he's just like almost out the rotation. Like it's crazy. I expect more from him, especially in a series like this. Şengün is taller, but Looney is kind of solid. I thought he'd body him up a little bit and be that dude, getting like 20 rebounds or whatever. But hey, it didn't happen. Anyway, the Warriors still won the game, and like I'm gonna keep saying this, y'all. It's that veteran leadership and that veteran experience. And moving on to the next series, I think it's going to impact with Cat and the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I don't think that the Warriors are going to win this series. It's simply because Timberwolves are not the same team as the Rockets, but they have a little bit more experience than the Rockets. I think T-Wolf is going to come on there. And this is someone, look, I'm a Rudy Gobert hater. I'm going to say that straight up. I can't stand Rudy Gobert. I don't like him at all. He plays really soft to me, always crying. The man got the league shut down, spraying his hands all across the mic with COVID going around. So saying that, I don't like Rudy Gobert at all, but I do feel like he's gonna make a big impact this game on this series if he actually show up and show his size. Like, again, I'm a Rudy Gobert hater. I can't stand the man. Like, he's so goofy to me, him and Cat. But if he shows his size up in this series, it's over. The Warriors ain't gonna do nothing against that. That's a 7-footer, and all the Warriors have is like 6'8" guys. With that size, Rudy Gobert should be able to get like he should average 20-20 during this series. Julius Randle as well. I mean, that's a Draymond matchup, and I think they're gonna match up pretty well. But I do think Julius Randle is kind of gonna. I ain't gonna say he's gonna get off on Draymond, but I think he's gonna show that he's a good pickup for Minnesota. Now, not Cat, Ant. That's gonna be kind of excuse me. That's gonna be kind of crazy for them. I don't think no one can really guard Ant. Jimmy Butler can do his best, but let's be real. Jimmy Butler is like 37 years old. He's not gonna guard a young 22-year-old Thundercat like that. Come on, man. Like Ant is gonna get buckets, and he's gonna get he's gonna show why he's there. And even people like Steph Curry is gonna try to cool, kind of compete with him. But at the end, I can't see the Warriors winning this series. And like I said before, experience and all that, but T. Wilson, not the Rockets. They have a little bit more experience than the Rockets. The Rockets had like no playoff experience at all. T. Will's been in these battles. Just last couple years ago, they was going against the Denvers and stuff, man, like a 5-game, 6-game series. So I think one was like a 7-game series. So T. Will's got more experience than the Rockets. They're gonna show you that they can compete in these playoffs. And overall, I see them beating the Warriors. It's probably gonna be like a 6-game series. Probably gonna be like a 4-2 thing. I can't see it going 7 games. It might be a 5-game series, to be honest, because the T-Wolves kind of been resting more. They're a younger team. Warriors playing a 7-game series, like they tired. Even with all the experience they have, Buddy Hill and all that, T-Wolves even got a more stacked team. I mean, I just don't see the Warriors winning, I'll be honest. It's a wrap for them. So moving on from that, series preview, I do want to talk about a little bit with the Knicks and Boston before I get off here. I think the Knicks gonna get killed, and this might be how Detroit Knicks coming out. Detroit or Knicks gonna get humbled. I said beginning of this podcast when I first started it, the Knicks are not a good team like that. They just not. And it's not me hating on them. I don't care if they beat the Pistons. It's nothing like that. I'm trying to be non-biased on this podcast. It's the fact that the Knicks are missing a lot of pieces. Like, yeah, Cat is good and everything, but they're not a contender to me. They never look like a contender to me this whole season. Mitchell Robinson's coming back, but they still need another big man to replace iHeart. They need someone to replace Dante DiVincenzo, so they don't have that shooting. They don't have no type of bench or anything like that. So when they go against a team like Detroit, who made a lot of mistakes, inexperience. It showed. We said in the first game against Detroit, they made a lot of mistakes with Jalen Durant. Stayed like defensive key 3 times in a row. 3 times in the key. He did it like 3 times in a row. The Celtics not gonna do that. That's not gonna help him with the Celtics. Celtics gonna capitalize on every little mistakes the Knicks made. Besides Knicks was capitalizing on all the mistakes that Detroit had. Celtics is a championship team. They're not gonna make mistakes. And they can't play physical with the Knicks or whatever, but they don't care about that. They got shooters for days. They've been in these situations. Knicks are not that tough team. They just not what the New York people fans, want to be like. So I don't see Knicks gonna fire at all. I see this coming right now. I just seen you, Johnny. But my team is Detroit. I'm a Detroit fan, but during this podcast, I'm trying to be non-biased. So, Detroit is my team, but I'm trying to be non-biased on this podcast. But when it comes to the Knicks, I just don't see them. I can't see them beating the Celtics. The Celtics is too stacked out. They're too strong. They've been tested, and they're not gonna make the same mistakes as a team like Detroit. And this is someone coming, a Detroit fan. Like I already knew coming into the season, it's inexperience is gonna kill Detroit. Celtics are not gonna make the mistakes. So I see the Knicks maybe getting 2 games. They might actually get swept, but it's probably gonna be Boston 6-3, just like it's gonna be Warriors 6 or Minnesota 6-3. I feel like Knicks fans, they're gonna be mad, but they're gonna get humble and realize that, this team still has a lot of holes in it. And like I said, it's not me hating on them. It's just me looking at the basketball mind. They realize that like Knicks is probably the worst team of all the good teams out there. Like if this is a series between Knicks and the Pacers, Knicks and the Cavs, Knicks and I mean the Celtics, they are playing the Celtics. I can't see Knicks coming out on top of them all. Maybe the Cavs because they're kind of young and inexperienced too, but I can't see I can't see the Knicks beating the Pacers. Like I really can't. I really can't at all. I see your comment as well, Johnny, saying Pacers will be surprised and Warriors are Wolves to beat the Warriors. I feel like the Wolves gonna beat the Warriors too. Like at this point, the Warriors are too old and they can't capitalize on experience with the Wolves. The Wolves been battle tested, so I can't see them doing too much with this team. Ant Man is gonna get off on them. And Pacers, I mean, I said at the beginning of this pod, I was a Pacers hater. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard for me to really be fans of Pacers, but like I said, I want to be non-biased on this podcast at all. But and I'm trying to control that. It's hard for me to like the Pacers because I grew up there in Malice of the Palace, like on this real. I remember going to like Auburn Hills, the Palace, Auburn Hills, and seeing. I wouldn't see the brawl, but I remember what's going on. I was young when that happened, and it's like, man, forget these Pacers, but I gotta keep it real. As much as I want to hate on the Pacers are a good team, and I almost can see them getting to the Eastern Conference Finals again. To be honest, like this Cavs team, they're showing a lot of even like closing out the series, like closing out the season. They was kind of looking iffy to me. Like Cavs, they showed they got them number 1 seed, but it's different between being a playoff team and also being just a regular season team. And right now, the Cavs been looking like a regular season team. Like they haven't been looking good. Even them beating who they because I didn't even watch the series. Even them beating the Heat is like y'all should have beat the Heat. And this is also I'm glad you kind of brought this up, Johnny, talking about the Pacers be surprised because now I'm thinking about other stuff with the Cavs. Like if you pull up the schedule, and this is why I'm gonna pull the schedule real quick with this. We really need to change the what do you call that thing? The in season tournament stuff. Because the Cavs beat the Heat or whatever, and it was all cool. But if you look at the schedule, which I'm about to pull up right now, hold on for a sec. If you pull up the schedule, the Heat was like the worst team in the playoffs, like straight up record wise. Now look at this. This is the season. The Hawks had more wins, 40 and 42, than the Heat at 37 and 45. Like why was they why was the Heat in the playoffs? It made no sense. The Cavs had a cakewalk. They had a straight up cakewalk for that stuff, and they rested. I mean, they could be saying they kind of rusty and all, but nah, the Cavs are showing their regular season team, and I do have faith in them. Don't get me wrong. I love Donovan Mitchell, even when he was on the Jazz, so I do kind of have faith in them. But you can't be sleeping on Indy. Rick Carlisle got them player. He got them playing really good, and all his team like Rick Carlisle always had good teams, play good defense like that. Even going back, like I said, I'm a Detroit fan. He was coaching the Pistons at one point. He coached the Mavs. Had Luca playing pretty. I can't say Luca was playing good defense. I'm not gonna tell you that lie, but they was playing good defense over there as a collective. So it's kind of wild that people are just gonna slip on the team. But hey, I see a comment right here too. Magic and Spurs gonna be better. They are. I was talking about that earlier. I think Magic are gonna make a move for a point guard or some type of guard, but they're gonna need a guard. Like, it's obvious that I thought they was gonna make a move to get Trae Young or De'Aaron Fox. I really thought they should have got Fox because Fox, I mean, he's not a good shooter like that, but he kind of fit them as far as like bringing the offense and still bringing defense. I like Trae Young as well, but Trae Young don't he don't play no type of defense. And I think they probably could hide it a little bit because they have so many defenders on the Magic, but I don't know. He might become a liability, and it kind of might be bad in a way. But I don't know. We never know. It could actually be good too because he could be able to focus on offense so much that he can just put up shots. As far as the Spurs, yeah, look out for them. They got the rookie of the year 2 times in a row with Sam Cancel, and then Vic. When Vic come back, we already know Vic's gonna be good. With Vic going down, it kind of made them look like they're worse than what they really are. So they're gonna get a higher draft pick. So watch out for the Spurs. I hope they don't get Cooper Flag. That'd be messed up. Cooper Flag, Fox, and Vic, it's over for them. But they're gonna just fill out their roster. They're probably gonna make some moves, and you know, watch out for them. But it's gonna be interesting. I think the off season is gonna be interesting, like all together. I think it's gonna be a lot of moves kind of happening in a way they can. It's gonna be kind of different. I think we got the new second apron and all the different things, but I do think moves gonna be made just because for the fact that like so many teams didn't show up. I do see. I'm not trying to hate on the Knicks, but I do see the Knicks kind of getting knocked out. So the Knicks probably gonna make moves. This is my prediction. I'm gonna say that Knicks are gonna get. Hope I ain't lagging. I feel like I'm lagging right now. Hope I'm good. Am I good? But I feel like in the off season we're gonna see moves like the Knicks. Tibbs gonna be fired. They probably gonna get beat. That's why I'm not tripping with the Pistons getting lost because like y'all laughing now, but your team about to get completely different. Tibbs is probably gonna be gone. I can see the Magic making moves to get their point guard. Spurs probably gonna add more veterans on that team, doing a little better. But as far as the Pistons, man, I don't think a trade is gonna happen in the off season. But I do feel like a trade is gonna happen like during deadline, and I hope they just get a power for it. A lot of Pistons fans want Nas Reed, like signing him, which I'm cool with Nas Reed, but I also want someone like JJJ, which JJJ is kind of a little soft. He doesn't rebound as much, but he's an all-star, 20 point per game player, defensive rebound. I think he'll fit the system real good. And I think JB will kind of make him play like an Evan Mobley type, but some more, experienced Evan Mobley. So that's what I really want. But I don't know. Pistons got a lot of leverage. It's all about them. For me, I don't care who they trade, just bring people back. Like Jalen Ivy gonna be back. Hope he come back stronger. Hope JV I come back just rip and just showing, kind of like Victor Oladipo type of move. And Isaiah Stewart he gonna be back, so that's gonna be cool too. So hey, it's gonna be an interesting off season for a lot of these teams. Not gonna lie, Hawks probably gonna make some moves too, just because Clint Capella is gonna be a free agent. They didn't trade him, so I doubt they're gonna re-sign him. They're probably just gonna let him walk and probably make some moves, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But Robin Williams, I see you talking about him. I don't want him. He's too small, and he kind of get injured a lot too. So he's one of them guys. I like him, Time Lord, whatever, but I wouldn't want him on the Pistons. I would want him more so on the team. Maybe like I'm not even sure. He's interesting because he stay hurt so much, but he is a nice backup point center, especially for cheap, and he plays good defense. But he's almost like Isaiah Stewart, but way, way, way more athletic. So he wouldn't be bad. Don't get me wrong, but Pistons need size. And Jonathan Isaac, I like him. Don't get me wrong, but the off the court stuff kind of get annoying. I'll get annoyed with Jonathan Isaac. He does a lot of weird stuff online and just trolling. I'm like, man, you too grown for that. Like, man, keep politics away from sports. I don't want to hear that all the time. I watch sports to get away from politics. I don't want to hear about Trump and all the time, like when I'm watching sports. And then a lot of times he's trolling. It's supposed to be funny, but like I don't care about politics like that. Like, man, this world's crazy enough. Why you bring this into basketball? And that's my thing about Jonathan Ives. He do that jump way too much. I'm like, man, let's be cool. I think Jonathan Isaac, though, I think Magic fans would hate to see him gone. But contractual wise, I think he might be going from the Magic just because if you can get Trey Young or even Anthony what's his name from Portland Trailblazers, Anthony Simmons. If you can get someone like that, I think John Dyson going to unfortunately be gone because he's someone kind of stay hurt too. Which I mean, he's a great defender. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I wouldn't put that on. I just think John Dyson his contract is too nice for them to not move on from, and they need a lot of offense. So yeah, we see what they do, but no. Hey, I see that comment too about the president. I don't care who's president. I just want the world to be a better place because I'm not gonna get into it. It's too much craziness going on. I'm trying to be peaceful. And the way the world's going, all this arguing and fussing, I'm like, man, can people just know history? I swear. But I'm not even gonna get into that. It's too much craziness going to this world. What? Yeah, Anthony Simons. I think he'll fit on the Magic. He's still young enough to go on there. So I don't know why they won't make a move for him, but you know what? Something's gonna happen. This off season is gonna be real interesting with a lot of teams. I just feel it's gonna have to be a shakeup. The Knicks, they gonna fire Tibbs. I can see it. I hate being like that because it's like I'm a hater. And a lot of people think I'm bitter because they beat the Pistons, but it's like Knicks gonna fire Tibbs. Houston gonna have to make some moves. Like you don't even to me, it's not bad they lost in this series, but Jalen Green didn't show out, and that was a big red flag. And it's not the fact that he didn't show out just for this game 7. He didn't show up for like almost all the series besides like one game. So Jalen Green, you're gonna see him make some moves. Suns gonna have to make some moves, which I mean, we can talk all day about the Suns. Like I knew from jump that wasn't gonna work. All these teams, little super teams, when it comes to like KD, Harden, Kyrie on them, they never work. It's too much offense going on. They never work at all. They should have just kept that team. Booker, KD fill out the roster, and they would have been straight. But to me, they should have kept Chris Paul. But that's a whole new other story. So whole nother story. But I'm gonna wrap this podcast up a little bit. I appreciate Johnny and everyone else checking out. It's a Brandon Ruckus podcast. I'm your host, Davon. You can find me on all platforms. Davon Ambitious right down here. And I just, want to grow this podcast, want to grow the community, and just talk about basketball, just talk about music. So yeah, it's been good, it's been real, but I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of late. It's probably like 1 o'clock right now. I'm gonna go to sleep. But peace, appreciate the support. See y'all.